Hello everybody, Disney Gem UK here once again with my second video from my Disney YouTube channel. Hello everybody. Just quickly, obviously I did my first video last week. My goodness, that has flown. Thank you to everybody who has already subscribed. Thank you to everybody who watched. Didn't think that many people watched, even if you just watched for a minute, like, thank you. This video is not going to be as much of me rambling about myself. This is actually going to have some proper things to do with Disney this time. This video, I thought I would start talking about how I start planning my Disney vacation, the things that you need, well, things that probably now I don't tend to think of intentionally, because I think it's just kind of like ingrained in my brain. But things that I think you need to think about when planning a Disney holiday. I am very much a planner. I was talking to another Disney YouTube channel person the other day, and she was saying how she does everything last minute. And I was like, no. If I did that, I think I'd have an anxiety attack. I'm very much about spreadsheets, planning ahead. I tend to plan for Disney like a year in advance. So that is very much me. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, is talking about things that you need to think about when planning and ways that I plan. Everything that I talk about in this video today is my personal opinion. Websites that I mention, obviously there might be other websites, there are going to be other websites out there that you can try. This is just my personal opinion. But first of all, I'm going to talk about the ears that I'm wearing today and the t-shirt that I'm wearing. I am trying to wear something different every video, talk about small businesses in every video. So this is week 2. So today, my ears, my beautiful Epcot ears that arrived last weekend, I thought they were actually a present from somebody. So I took them along to the pub to open. And I was like, oh, who's this from? And I was like, oh, that's actually something I have ordered. So I ordered a present for myself. Yeah, so these amazing Epcot ears that are so comfortable. The Disney ears, sometimes they hurt me in the side of the head, but these are so comfortable. These are my Epcot ears. These are my Wishes Ears designs. You can find them on Instagram. I'm just like obsessed with them. They're so soft, really comfortable to wear. Look, I can see like how much the bow is sparkling. I love sparkles. So yeah, Wishes Ears design. And when I got them, I actually had like a little personal note from Tanya as well on Jungle Book paper. It's so cute. My father-in-law will love that because he loves Jungle Book. And she just put, Gemma, thank you so much for your order. I hope you love your ears. And then obviously she put if there's any problems, from Tanya. So thank you so much, Tanya. Go check her out on Instagram. Her Insta is Wishes Ear Designs. Yeah, I absolutely love them. I can't wait to wear them around Epcot. And then my second t-shirt this week is from Find Your Sparkle. It kind of takes on the whole, I see it, I like it, I want it, I bought it, from Ariana Grande. Again, because it's me, it needs to be sparkly. I'm like a magpie. So absolutely love this t-shirt. Again, it's so comfortable. She does many different colors. And she's got an Instagram account as well, Find Your Sparkle. I have actually got a jumper or a sweatshirt, spirit jersey, whatever you like to call it, that I have from Find Your Sparkle as well, but I'm saving that. It's going to be some shameless plugging when I go to Disney, but I'm going to save that closer to the time that we go. I'm very excited to wear it though. And I can keep seeing this piece of fringe that like keeps coming down, and my mum said last time that it really annoyed her. She kept wanting to move it, so I like keep doing this. But obviously I'm trying to have like fringe goals like Ariel. But anyway, right, on to the actual stuff now that I'm going to talk about. I have like my little list here to just, yeah, didn't think it would be this long, but it's actually a page to remind me of everything to kind of talk about. So yeah, so booking your Disney holiday. Like I said, I love to plan in advance. That's really what I do. I like to know what I'm doing, where I'm going, what day, where I'm eating. Obviously, I'm not going to do that in this video. This video for me is going to be about how to start planning. So I'm going to do that this time. And then I think in my next video, I'm going to talk about kind of like options of where to stay in Orlando, like hotels and villas, the pros and cons, things like that. But today I'm going to talk about what I feel are kind of the questions that you need to ask yourself when you book a Disney holiday. So obviously the really important thing is, when do you want to go? So you decide you're going to Disney. When do you want to go? I am a childless millennial. I love Mickey pretzels. I think I made that joke in my last video. Really sorry if I have. I won't do it every video. So I'm a childless millennial. So me and my husband are able to go any time of the year. I have a sister and I have a beautiful niece and nephew. Obviously, they can only go during school holidays. Now, that's something to consider. If you're somebody that can go any time of the year, going out of school holidays is obviously not going to be as busy, and also it should be a little bit, less expensive. If you go in the school holidays, if that's the only time you can go, I would recommend trying to book it as far in advance so you get the best deal and so you kind of get the cheapest as well. Consider obviously popular times of the year. There is no, I've kind of found in the past couple of years, unfortunately, there's no real quiet time at Disney anymore. So many people have made comments about it. It used to be pretty much guaranteed. If you went in like January, it would be dead. Part of February would be dead. March started to pick up, then you've got Easter, April, May, quite quiet, and then June, July, August would be, as it started to get bigger, as all the schools started to go on holiday. September was quiet, everyone had gone back to school. October, kind of quiet. November, kind of quiet. And then December, again, it would just kind of blow up for Christmas. I found the past few years, talking to people that go at different times, me and myself experience going at different times, there's really no quiet time to go to Disney anymore. But what I would suggest, again, I'm sure there's other websites out there that do this. If you go onto a website called Undercover Tourist, they actually have a calendar where they predict the quietest times of the year. So what they do is they kind of take the numbers from the year before and project that to the following year. So it breaks it down by month, breaks it down by week, breaks it down by day. So what it does, the calendar, it's like obviously red is really busy, amber is like moderate, and green is light. So it then breaks it down by day. So then what it actually does, it actually recommends what park you should go to on what day. Now, me and my husband did not do that this time, didn't pay attention to it, and we found that we were going to parks and it was quite busy. Spoke to my sister who follows that website, and she was like, "Where are you today?" Animal Kingdom. "Oh yeah, Undercover Tourist said you shouldn't go to Animal Kingdom on a Monday." Animal Kingdom was really busy. So it's quite a good website. For our holiday coming up in January, I have actually, when I show you my spreadsheet eventually, you will see I've actually structured where we go what day based on what Undercover Tourist says. So then what they'll do is, I think they put a tick next to parks that are quiet that day. And then it'll also tell you which parks they don't recommend that you go to. So that's probably something, to help you kind of figure out what time of year to go if you'd rather go sometime when it's much quieter. That's a really good website. It's one that I've definitely used when planning this vacation. And my sister's looking forward to a holiday. We're going next year. I'm not going to say when yet. And she's saying that there are actually some days where it should be green. So looking to this year, when people have been there on those days, it does appear that it does kind of match up with what they say. So fingers crossed. It's a really good website. It shows you different tips as well, but that could be something that you want to look at before you start thinking, especially if you're able to go any time of the year. Now, another thing you should consider is American holidays. It seems to be that if there's an American holiday, everybody goes to Disney now. Me and my husband planned our official honeymoon 4 years later, this March that's just gone, and we were like, "Oh yeah, it's going to be so quiet. It's March. Who's going to go in March?" Half of Louisiana went in March. It was Mardi Gras. The whole of the state of Louisiana was off, and Disney was packed. We just saw Mardi Gras colors everywhere and was like, I don't really understand why are all these people here. And we looked up on the internet, and it turns out that Mardi Gras week, the whole of Louisiana state has a holiday. And then I think the following week it was spring break, but we'd actually gone to California, and we actually did an Adventures by Disney. And it was also the start of this food and wine festival that they have, that they've started to do at Disneyland California. It was busy. So I don't think there's any proper quiet times, like I said before. So that's something else to consider. Obviously, Thanksgiving, I think Labor Day weekend, you're going to have marathons as well. Disney do marathons throughout the year like they do at Disneyland Paris. So these are all things to consider when you go. Obviously, if you don't mind, like me and my husband have said, when we go in January, the first few days are going to be really busy. So we're just going to do play some mini golf, go to Disney Springs, and we're going to wait for it to quieten down. But again, that's something for you to think about. And then I personally try to book about a year in advance. Get excited a little bit earlier, you know, a little bit more time to save. Again, that's just my personal preference. You might be like my friends, my other friends who have a YouTube channel and just wing it. They actually say that they do save money. So it's completely up to you. This is just what I kind of personally do. And then next, what do you actually want to do when you go to Orlando? Do you just want to do pure Disney, or do you want to do other parts? This is probably something quite important because it'll help you decide where you're going to stay. When I go on holiday with my in-laws, we just do pure Disney. So we just stay at Disney. We don't leave the area. Sounds crazy, but it's amazing. We just do Disney for 2 weeks. We don't have to hire a car. We just get the Magical Express and then use Disney Transport. I love it. I love being immersed in the whole thing for that amount of time. So does that mean you want to stay on Disney property? Or do you want to explore a little bit more around the Orlando area? So that's the type of holiday that I have when we go on holiday with my family. When I go on holiday with my side of the family, sometimes we'll stay in a villa. Sometimes they'll stay on a Disney neighborhood property that's near Disney Springs. This way then, might get a cheaper accommodation, you can get a car, you can see more of Orlando. It just really depends on what you want to do. If you're a veteran and you love Disney, you might just want to do Disney. If it's your first time, you might want to do Universal, Busch Gardens, go to the outlet malls and experience all of that. So that's the next thing to decide, is where you think is going to be best for your stay. Especially if you want to explore Orlando a little bit more. It's amazing being immersed, but if you feel that you're going to be driving all over Orlando, it might be better to stay in another part of Orlando, like Kissimmee or Celebration, somewhere like that, so then you haven't got to drive as far to get everywhere. Yeah, and then where do you want to stay? Do you want to stay in a hotel? Do you want to stay in a villa? Again, I think this is all going to depend on your circumstances. Me and my husband just stay in a hotel. We're barely there, and we get dining plans. So really, we're out all day. We can get our food, and then we just come back to the room and kind of collapse and fall asleep, ready for the next day. Whereas my side of the family, like I said, I have a niece and a nephew, which for them, a hotel might not necessarily be the best place for them to stay. They actually sometimes prefer staying in a villa. That way, they've got their own kitchen, they've got a pool, you know, they can just go spend a few hours at Disney, come home, make their own food, chill with the kids in the pool. So that might be something that you would prefer to do as well. Again, it just all depends on your circumstances and what you think is best for you. But sometimes having little ones might be better in a villa. You can feel a little bit more relaxed. If they're having a nap in the afternoon, you can go in the pool. So it just all depends on your circumstances. Again, this is like what I personally do. This for me is a very important question. Do you want to do Disney dining plan? So I was going to touch on Disney dining plan a lot more in another video, because I think that is a whole thing in itself. You know, you've got the different levels where you stay in hotels and all that kind of stuff. But deciding if you want to do dining plan early on is quite important. In the UK, I think it's about June, every June they released, well, what they've done every year in the past few years is every June they release free Disney dining. So basically what that means is that as part of your package, depending on what hotel you stay at, depends on what sort of dining plan you will get, but it's free. It's a lot to go into, so I'm going to save that for another video. I'm just kind of going to touch on it. But if you book earlier as well, Disney sometimes do like these special offers the earlier you book. For example, the people who I book with, My Magic Holiday, you get like $200 gift card if you book a certain hotel. My sister had an email from Disney and they got like $200 plus an extra $100. So booking the dining plan earlier for me is better rather than waiting. And the longer that you leave it to book, I think something like October, I think then the free credit that you get then goes down to like $100 gift card. And then something like if you book it from January, don't quote me on this because I'm not sure on like the exact months, but then if you book from January onwards, if the free dining's still available, you don't get any gift card. So for example, me and my husband, I think booked in like July with My Magic Holiday. Hi Maya. That is who I booked my holiday with, Maya. So we will actually get, when we go to Disney, a $200 gift card. And we also tend to upgrade. But again, I don't want to get ahead of myself because that's a whole different thing. But yeah, the sooner that you book Dining Plan and it's free, it's better as well, because Dining Plan is amazing. I've converted half of my family. We never used to get Dining Plan. And then my in-laws always get Dining Plan. So no, I feel I always have to have Dining Plan because it's amazing. Again, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. Right, okay. So when you have decided all of these, that's a lot of questions. Like that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that you have to decide before you book a Disney holiday. I don't know how people wing it. Like, I wish I could wing it. That would be amazing. But I just love planning. I love my spreadsheets and I love like writing things down, and that's just me. Okay, so when you decide all this, for me, that's when you can start planning. Like I said, I don't think once you kind of become a bit of a veteran, they're not things you have to think of like in as much detail. So now for me, it's just like, right, when are we going? We're going here. We're staying at Disney? Yeah, okay. And then that's kind of it. I can start looking at flights and everything. So when you've decided all of that, booking, you can book Disney, actually, I believe up to 18 months advance. My Magic Holiday, I'm mentioning them again. My Magic Holiday, you can actually book now up to, I believe, 2021. On their Facebook page as well, they have amazing deals sometimes. I look at them and I look at my husband and I'm like, this is amazing. Can we go? And he's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, you're going in January. It doesn't matter. So with Disney, a lot of them you can book, actually, the hotels, you can book up to 18 months advance. You can pay a deposit. My Magic Holiday, it's £50 per person. This is where now Maya will get in touch with me and be like, no, it's not. I'm pretty sure it's £50 per person or £100 per person. And then obviously they hold that reservation. You can change reservations. You can alter reservations, but obviously altering these may affect your price. But you can book up to 18 months advance. Now, flights are different. You can only book flights 11 months in advance. Typically, for example, when me and my husband wanted to go in January, we would have only been able to book the flights come February this year to go January 2020. It's not always the cheapest to book straight away. Sometimes, like I know, like Virgin and British Airways will sometimes have sales on. I think there's a Virgin Atlantic summer sale on at the moment. And I know at Christmas there is always a British Airways and a Virgin sale as well. So whether you're okay to hold on, sometimes as soon as the flights comes out, they're not necessarily the cheapest. I think my sister looked at some flights and when they came out, it was like X amount of money. And then she looked like 2 weeks later and it had gone down in price. The way that airlines work, they will have so many seats at one price. And then once they've all gone, it'll move up to the next price. So keep that in mind. But like I said, sometimes it's better to hold your nerve a little bit and maybe wait and don't book straight away, even though it's like you really want to book and you're really excited to have your flights. Sometimes it's better to wait to book your flights. Now, what I actually say that you need for booking a Disney holiday, you need, for me, because I just love writing all this down and comparing, notepad and pen. Has to be a Disney pen, of course. This one is, let's see if you can see it. This is my Toy Story hotel pen from when we stayed there when we went to Shanghai Disney. And then you can actually see my workings out here. This is real working out. I haven't done this for the video. This is actually what I'm like when booking. Yeah, I know, right? Like, well, Disney World. This is actually what I'm like when I'm booking a holiday. So I'll just talk about flights in this video when it comes to booking flights. And like I said, the next video I'll talk about like hotels and all that kind of stuff and the different Disney levels and different places you can stay in Orlando. So again, this is me. This is how I book it. There might be other websites that you think might be cheaper. So for me, the first thing you should do to try and save some money when you're booking a Disney hotel is download an app called Top Cashback. If you've got it already, fab. I love it. So basically, you type any website into the app. So say you want to buy, for example, clothes. I mean, not every retailer's on there, but say you want to buy clothes. You type in the retailer. I'm going to use for an example, Asda George. There are many other supermarket brands out there. Best say that. So I just type in Asda George and then it comes up. And basically, whatever you spend, so if you click on the link that comes up with through to their website, whatever percentage it says you get back, you will get that back from whatever you spend. So for example, it might say 2% back. So then you spend, oh God, this is where I can't do maths. So then say you spend £20, what's that, like 2p, 20p? I was never very good at maths. This is really embarrassing. So whatever 2% of, I'm going a bit red now. Whatever 2% of is 20. This is so embarrassing. Around 10, 100. Yeah, 20p, 40p. So you'll get 40 pence that goes into, I'm all red now, that goes into your Top Cashback account. So then after so much money is in there, you can like cash out, and then that money goes into your bank account. I've personally, over the years since I've had that, have made about £700. It's amazing. I love Top Cashback. So Top Cashback, you can get money back on a website called eBookers and also Skyscanner. I think you could do Virgin Atlantic as well, but I think Virgin Atlantic is only like 50p, and I don't think British Airways do it. But eBookers, what eBookers does, now I do a lot of my flight booking with eBookers. Again, there's other websites. So you click onto Top Cashback. I think with flights you get about 1.2% back. So click on that, it'll take you to eBookers. If you create an account as well, pretty much any transaction that you do, eBookers will also put money into your eBookers account, which you can use against hotels. So compare your flights. I look on eBookers, and then I also look on Skyscanner, and I also look on Virgin Atlantic and British Airways. They are who I personally prefer to fly with, because sometimes you can get them cheaper on the website, but I have found with eBookers it's a little bit cheaper. Now eBookers, sometimes you're not booking with eBookers, it takes you to another travel site page, so it's whether you want to do that. Touch wood, I've never had any problems. So then what eBookers will do is you'll get 1.2% back into your Top Cashback account, and then you get something like 10% or 5% into your eBookers account. So then you can use that against a hotel if you book it with eBookers. I think you can also use it like on attraction tickets. I think we used it some money against some Universal California tickets that we bought, and also cars that you book. So for me, that's a really handy thing to have. So that's why I book a lot of my flights with eBookers. So yeah, so then you book your flights, and then that's the first part done. So I'm going to leave it there. That was a lot of information that I've just given for the first part of like booking your Disney holiday. So what I'm going to do is the next video, I'm going to talk about hotels, the different Disney hotels, depending on how much I waffle on for. I might touch on the dining plan as well, but I'll probably maybe do that in the next video, because the dining plan, you know, it has different levels and it can be quite complicated as well if you've not had it. And I'll probably talk about how to make like the most of your dining plan as well. What are like, for me, the most ones that you get for your money. I'll talk about that as well. But for now, yeah, that was my video about your first stages of planning a Disney holiday. I hope it helps somebody if you've not been to Disney before, or maybe you have been to Disney before and you're looking for maybe a new way to book it. Maybe you normally don't book and you want to be a little bit more organized, or maybe you just want to listen to what I'm saying. You think, geez Louise, that is a lot of things to think about. I'm just going to wing it and do this and not think about it at all. But whatever you do, I hope this video has helped you in a small way. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. This is Disney Gem UK. Remember, I do also have an Instagram account, Disney Gem UK, so go follow me on there. And thank you so much. Till next week, have a magical day.